You didn't get here by chance. This is your moment, because you've been through so much. People played dirty with you, trying to discredit you, and on top of that, they put themselves in the role of victims. But pay attention, because God saw everything. He witnessed every deception, every lie, and every attempt to manipulate the situation to make themselves appear innocent. They thought they could walk away unscathed, but God had already warned. They should have left you alone. Now, consequences are on the way. This is a call for justice. While they continue to act like victims, God knows the truth. They twisted stories, spread lies, and did everything to destroy your reputation. It wasn't mere gossip. They truly wanted to make you look like the villain. They tried to ruin everything you built, making others doubt you, and even looked for ways to mark your name with shame and guilt. But it didn't stop there. They went further, trying to undermine every aspect of your life. They tried to affect your relationships, whispering lies to those you trusted. The plan was to isolate you, make you feel alone, and question yourself. They wanted others to doubt your integrity, spreading rumors that deeply hurt you, affecting your very core. But chosen ones, remember this. No matter how far deception goes, the truth always comes to light. In the end, what they tried to do against you revealed far more about who they really are. Every lie they told about you showed their own character. They thought their plans were foolproof, but they didn't realize that every lie they planted only sowed a harvest of downfall for themselves. They underestimated your strength. And even more, they underestimated the divine protection that surrounds you. After everything, they reversed the game. Suddenly, those who harmed you are now crying, trying to make it seem like you were the one causing problems. They spun the story in such a way that some even came to believe it. It was like watching someone start a fire, and then act as if they were victims of the flames. But here's the truth. God saw all the deceit. Even when they convinced others that they were innocent, God knew their intentions. They were not just harming you, but trying to create a false image of suffering so that everyone would pity them. For a while, this might have worked. People believed them, and you were left with the consequences of what they tried to destroy. But God sees beyond actions. He sees intentions. While they were acting for the world, God knew exactly who was responsible for the pain and chaos. Even when it seemed they were getting away with it, divine justice was already in motion. Their masks are falling, and soon everyone will see who they truly are. God was watching. He saw every act of betrayal, every tear you shed, and heard every silent prayer you made. And here's the thing. God doesn't just watch, He acts. When He sees His chosen ones being attacked, He moves. While you thought you were alone in the storm, God was already preparing something. What seemed like silence was actually a time of preparation. God was ready to expose every lie, to tear down every false narrative, and to strengthen you. In the moments of stillness, when you wondered if anyone was by your side, He was working. God was placing people in your life who would see beyond the lies, who would stand by you when the truth came to light. They thought they were smart, but they forgot that nothing escapes God's sight. He saw everything, and now it's only a matter of time before divine justice is revealed. Their actions weren't impulsive. They were coldly calculated, driven by bitterness and envy. They saw your light, your potential, and it frightened them. Instead of seeking improvement for themselves, they used all their energy to try to dim your light. Envy is a powerful feeling, and when they realized they couldn't compete with your essence, they tried to bring you down. This wasn't about something you did wrong. The issue was their own insecurity. The truth is, they envied everything you represent: your strength, your resilience, and your firm faith. You didn't need to pretend to be someone you weren't. and that threatened them. They couldn't bear to see you win, overcoming the limitations they tried to impose. Every time you advanced, it reminded them of their own limitations, and instead of facing their own failures, they chose to attack you. This envy was, in fact, a reflection of the conflict they had within themselves. They couldn't endure the brightness of your presence, as it exposed the shadows they lived in. And even with all their efforts to bring you down, you kept rising. This envy blinded them to the reality that the greatness you carry is a divine gift, something no one can take from you. They tried to extinguish your flame, but ended up making it shine even brighter. In their distorted minds, they believed they were untouchable. They acted in hiding, believing no one would ever see their true nature. They even thought that God himself wouldn't notice their actions. But they were wrong. God misses nothing, especially when it comes to protecting his chosen ones. They thought themselves above any consequence, but this arrogance was the beginning of their downfall. They believed they were in control, manipulating people and situations without being held accountable. Their arrogance blinded them, making them believe they could escape. But chosen ones never forget. God humbles the proud. They may have felt invincible for a while, but reality is about to catch up with them. That false sense of superiority they had is crumbling. The people who once walked with them with their heads held high are now struggling to keep up appearances. They thought they could hide their lies forever, but God has a way of revealing the truth. The time has come for them to face reality and realize that no pride can shield them from the consequences of their actions. With the masks falling, it's your turn to rise. While they struggle to maintain their lies, you are entering a phase of truth and unshakable power. There's no more room for illusions or false superiority. This is the place where authenticity prevails. Now, not only will you see the truth unfold, but you will also be empowered to create your own destiny, free from the lies they tried to imprison you with. They may be falling apart, but you are growing stronger. We are in a circle where we don't just talk about change, we live it. Here, with exclusive insights and powerful manifestation techniques, you don't need to cling to pride or appearances. This space is for those who see beyond the surface and are ready to fulfill their divine purpose. Messing with you, God's chosen one, was their biggest mistake. Now they are starting to feel the weight of their actions. Their plans are crumbling, and they realize that what they did to you is coming back as their worst nightmare. The tables have turned, and they are watching the consequences unfold before their eyes. The rude awakening has arrived, and it comes in waves. The schemes they created are unraveling, and the web of deceit is collapsing. Now people are starting to see beyond their lies, and the support they once had is disappearing. The manipulation, the deceit, and the arrogance they used to sustain themselves are now becoming the reason for their downfall. They are losing the control they thought they had, and the world around them is no longer deceived. Their lives are now marked by the very chaos they tried to impose on you. What they planned for your destruction has become the source of their own suffering. This rude awakening is not just about the consequences they are facing. It is a realization that they messed with someone who is divinely protected. They finally understand that challenging someone who carries this divine protection results in certain loss. They may have thought they could escape the consequences, but now their minds are in constant torment, reliving everything they did. What they did to you now haunts them, and they face inner demons they once ignored. Guilt is piling up, and no matter how much they try to distract themselves, they can't escape this weight that accompanies them. They thought they were free to move on, but their conscience has become a prison. The mental torment they face is a direct reflection of the betrayals they committed. Every lie they told, every time they twisted the truth, is coming back to them in unexpected ways. They may have hidden their actions from others, but they can't hide from themselves. Their conscience is relentless, reminding them of the pain they caused. The more they try to suppress it, the more intense the weight becomes. They are trapped in their own minds, unable to escape the consequences of their choices. They thought they could continue their lives as if nothing happened, but their actions now haunt them. They try to appear calm in public, but when they're alone, they're falling apart. Every sleepless night, every moment of regret, is a reminder that they cannot escape the spiritual and emotional weight of what they did to a chosen one of God. Their actions have left them spiritually paralyzed. They believed they could harm you and move on, but reality doesn't work that way. God will not allow them to prosper spiritually because of their evil. They are stuck in a cycle of stagnation. Every attempt to bring you down built their own spiritual prison. Now, as you grow and prosper, they remain stuck, unable to move forward. This paralysis is not only in the spiritual realm, it affects all areas of their lives. Relationships are falling apart, ambitions have been interrupted, and what once seemed like a clear path is now foggy. They feel frustrated, wondering why nothing seems to work anymore. But the answer is simple. You cannot sow seeds of destruction and expect to reap blessings. Their lives, both spiritually and personally, are paralyzed. They are stuck while you move forward, climbing to heights they never imagined. This stagnation is a form of divine justice. God has blocked every path of progress until they confront what they did. While you rise, they watch your ascent, stuck in the same place. They thought they were building their own success, but in reality, they were raising their own barriers that now hold them back. What they thought they could escape now returns in full force. Every lie, every betrayal is returning, bringing consequences in the form of health issues, financial losses, and deep regret. Karma doesn't miss. By going against God's chosen one, they created their own disaster. Now, they live in the mess they created, with no escape until they face the full weight of their choices. The retribution they face is not a temporary punishment, but a gradual destruction of everything they valued. Their finances are crumbling, opportunities slip through their fingers, and relationships deteriorate. Every attempt to harm you sowed the very suffering they now reap. And there's something curious about karma. It doesn't arrive in the way they expect. It manifests in the areas where they thought they were safe, hitting them in the places they valued most. They believed they were in control of their own destiny. But now they realize that every action has consequences. The karmic wheel is turning, and it won't stop until they face the full weight of their choices. They tried to break you, but ended up shattering themselves. As a chosen one, you are protected by divine power. They thought they could destroy you, but didn't realize that in doing so, they were challenging God himself. He placed his hand of protection over your life, and no matter how hard they tried, they could never cause you permanent harm. Yes, you may have felt pain, but they couldn't destroy you. Divine protection has surrounded you from the start. God surrounded you with his angels, guarding you against every attack. What they intended for evil, God transformed into something good. Even in moments when you felt weak, God was strengthening you. Every attempt to bring you down only reinforced the barriers of protection around you. They didn't know that, by attacking you, they were facing a battle they were destined to lose from the start. God's protection covers not only the physical, but also the spirit, the mind, and the purpose. They tried to break your spirit, but you emerged even stronger. They tried to shake your faith, but it only grew. Each blow they attempted was absorbed by the divine armor God placed around you. You became untouchable, not by your own strength, but by the strength of the one who fights for you. Divine justice may seem slow, but it is certain. Those who tried to harm you are already feeling the weight of their actions, and there is no escape. Even if they acted as victims for a time, the truth always comes out. God's judgment is final, and they cannot escape it. What they did in the shadows will be brought to light, and they will have to face the consequences. They may have thought they could manipulate the path to avoid responsibilities, but God's justice doesn't work that way. He doesn't forget, nor overlook the wrongs committed against his chosen ones. Every scheme, every lie, every act of betrayal is being carefully weighed, and divine justice is already underway. Even if they managed to deceive some people, they could never deceive God. His judgment is swift and eternal, and the beauty of divine justice is that it is just. They will receive exactly what they deserve, no more, no less. There is no escape, nor bargaining with it. God's justice is inevitable, and they are already beginning to feel its effects. What they thought they could avoid is now catching up with them, and no matter how much they try to keep up appearances, the truth always prevails. God's justice cannot be avoided. While they reap the fruits of their own actions, you are in a place of peace. God removed them from your life for a reason. He saw the evil in their hearts and took them out of your path. Now, while they are trapped in their own chaos, you are rising. You were lifted up, and your heart, which remained pure through it all, has led you to a place of divine favor. God has granted you peace, and now you no longer need to worry about those who tried to harm you. Your peace is a testament to God's faithfulness, because even in the midst of the storm, He gave you a calm that transcends all understanding. While they suffer from their actions, you rest knowing that God is in control of everything. You no longer need to carry the weight of the betrayals you suffered. God has already lifted that burden from you, and now you are free to focus on your purpose, your growth, and your future. God's peace is not just the absence of conflict, but the presence of His favor in your life. You are rising, chosen one, because you remained faithful, because you didn't let their actions corrupt your heart. God is leading you to new heights, granting you favor and blessings they cannot touch. Your peace is proof of your victory, a victory that was written before they even started their attacks. Now you are shining brighter than ever, while they are trapped in the consequences of their own actions. You are thriving, and every attack they launched at you only served to elevate you to new heights. Your light, your strength, are undeniable now. Your growth is a direct reflection of the challenges you faced. What they intended to use to weaken you, God used to strengthen you. Every struggle, every betrayal, has shaped you into the person you are today, stronger, wiser, and more connected to your purpose. They thought they could dim your light, but they only made it brighter. Now, as they watch from afar, they see what they feared most, the fullness of your greatness. You are living proof that no weapon formed against you will prosper. The attacks they tried to launch only highlighted your resilience. You are shining brighter because you didn't let their actions define you. You rose above the negativity, and now you are walking in the light of your purpose. Your elevation is not just physical, it is spiritual. You are walking on a higher level, guided by God's divine plan for your life. Leave behind the negativity they tried to place upon you. Their actions are no longer your burden to carry. God has already taken care of everything, and now you are free. Let go of the pain, anger, and resentment, and keep rising. Your future is too bright to be weighed down by their darkness. Move forward in your purpose, without the weight of the evil they tried to place on you. Forgiving doesn't mean forgetting what they did, but releasing the impact of their actions over you. By leaving the past behind, you're not excusing their behavior, but choosing to move forward without the weight of their actions holding you back. Now you have more important things to focus on. Your growth, your purpose, and your calling are too important for the bitterness of the past to hold you down. As you release the past, you will find that your elevation accelerates. The more you leave behind, the higher you rise. God has already dealt with your enemies. There is no need to carry their negativity with you. The past is closed, and your future is filled with divine favor, blessings, and growth. Keep moving forward, trusting that God has already cleared your path. You remained faithful even in the face of evil, and now God is rewarding you. Your righteousness amid adversity did not go unnoticed. God is raising you up, blessing you, and granting you favor. What they planned for your downfall, God has turned into a boost to lift you even higher. Their actions, instead of stopping you, serve to push you toward the purpose God has prepared for you. Now you are reaping the rewards for staying true to your path, even when everything seemed against you. God's rewards for your faithfulness are overflowing. Every challenge you faced, every trial you endured, has been answered with divine blessings. You kept your faith, and now God honors that faith with abundance. Abundance in peace, opportunities, and spiritual growth. Everything they tried to take from you, God is restoring in double measure. Your faithfulness has opened doors that no one can close. God's favor is upon you, and the rewards of your perseverance are visible in all areas of your life. Now, you are living the manifestation of God's promises, and the best is yet to come. Keep walking in faith, for God's rewards are much greater than anything they tried to steal from you. God's chosen ones should never doubt His justice. They may have tried to play the victim, but God saw everything and will ensure that you rise while they face the consequences of their negative actions. Your victory was already written, and their fall is inevitable. Trust in God's timing and know that as you continue to rise, they will continue to bear the weight of their own actions. Keep your heart pure, stay focused on your path, and watch as God works in your favor. Every step taken in faith strengthens your purpose and enhances your light. Divine justice, even if it takes time, is certain and unstoppable. You no longer need to look back, because the past has been left where it belongs. God has already taken care of all injustices and turned what seemed like a defeat into a victory for you. Now, you walk in peace and purpose, unburdened by the loads they tried to impose on you. What once was a source of pain and anguish has become the foundation of your renewed strength. Every obstacle you faced was not in vain. Every tear, every moment of silence was seen by God, who was shaping something great in you. The perseverance you showed, even amid everything, not only proved your faith, but also solidified your resilience. You now know you are unbreakable, not by your own human strength, but by the divine support that sustains you every step of the way. Those who tried to bring you down didn't understand that their attacks would only serve to strengthen you. They thought they could dim your light, but everything they did only reinforced the strength of your shine. With every attempt to hurt you, you grew stronger, and now your light is unmistakable. They see your resilience and know that what you possess is something beyond their comprehension. The most important thing is that you move forward, not with a heart heavy with bitterness, but with a soul light and ready for the future. God's justice has manifested, and you no longer need to hold onto resentment. By releasing the bonds of the past, you made room to receive the blessings that are coming. Every time you release the pain, you rise higher, moving closer to the divine purpose God has set for you. Your purpose is great, and the challenges of the past were only preparations for the achievements that await you. Now, you walk with firmness and clarity, knowing that you are protected and that God is by your side in every new step. You are a living testimony to God's faithfulness, proof that, even in the darkest hours, He is present, working in your favor. Continue walking with your head held high, leaving behind everything that no longer serves you. Your journey is one of growth, of elevation, and nothing from the past has the power to hold you back. The peace you possess now is the greatest testament to God's power in your life, a clear sign that you were chosen for something greater. So, go forward with the certainty that the best is yet to come. What seemed like a period of pain has become a chapter of rebirth and victory. You are ready to conquer, to manifest your purpose, and to live fully what God has planned for you. Now, every step you take reflects your strength, your faith, and the grace that accompanies you. Always remember, you are protected, guided, and loved. Nothing can oppose what God has established for you. This victory is yours forever. So, my friend, you are here for a much greater purpose than you might realize right now. I know the journey to get here wasn't easy, that you went through moments when the pain seemed unbearable, and that it was tempting to lose faith. But look at you now. You survived, grew, strengthened. Each battle shaped you, each tear shed polished you, and today you are living proof that God does not abandon His own. If this message touched your heart, and you feel that you are chosen, someone whom God has set apart for a special purpose, I want to invite you to subscribe to the channel. By joining this community, you strengthen yourself and connect with others who share the same journey of faith, resilience, and victory. People may have discredited you, may even have tried to bring you down, but you stood firm. And for that, God has something grand reserved for you. Perhaps today it's not yet clear how true this is, but with every step you take, the pieces fall into place, and the purpose God has for your life is revealed. You didn't get here just to survive. You got here to thrive, to inspire, to be a living example that faith can move mountains. Subscribe to the channel, leave your comment, and be part of this family of chosen ones. Remember, divine justice does not fail, and what was done in the shadows will always come to light. Those who wronged you will have to face the consequences of their own actions, but that is no longer your burden. You are free to move forward without bitterness or resentment. Take this moment to free yourself from everything that no longer serves you. Look to the future with hope and expectation, because God is lifting you to places you may not even have imagined reaching. Your light is unmistakable, and your story is an inspiration to many. So keep walking, head high and heart at peace, knowing that what is to come is even better than what was left behind. You are a chosen person, and God still has much to accomplish through you. Hold on to the faith that brought you here, because it is the key to everything you've always dreamed of. Your purpose, your peace, your brilliance, all of this is just the beginning of what God has for your life. So move forward without looking back. Great things are coming, and you are ready to live them.